Hi there, it's Nicole here today, and we are celebrating STAMPtember at Simon Says Stamp, and I'm going to be showcasing some of the new STAMPtember exclusive Simon Says stamps and dies throughout the month. And here on this encouragement style card today, I will be featuring the Fractile leaves and the You Got This stamp sets. I've got a piece of Bristol Smooth cardstock here, and I have sped through this process simply because it does take a little bit of time, a few minutes, to lay out all of the images and completely cover the background. To speed it up, when you're creating something like this, I often like to use the MISTI because you can stamp multiple images with one press of the stamp press. So what I'm doing is I lined up a bunch of the stamps here. I'm going to press them all in place using Versamark ink. I know they're super hard to see when I'm doing white on white. I am sprinkling on Simon Says Stamp white embossing powder. When I hold it at an angle, you can see some of those leaves. What I'm creating here is the background for my card. I love creating my own backgrounds. So I'm going to clean these so that I can lay them back out and stamp them again. And I'm going to just kind of mix and match, fill in the rest of this background using all of these amazing, gorgeous leaves. There are so many different ways you can use these. When I saw them, I immediately knew I wanted to color them. I think they're just so super fantastic. I think another way to do this, and an even faster way, is to go ahead and do what I'm doing here, create the whole background and emboss the images, and then take distress inks and a foam ink blending tool and simply color in the background. It'll be a little bit more organic, a little messier maybe. There's other watercolors you could use, lots and lots of different ways to use this stamp set. Now, it's definitely kind of a fallish theme stamp set with the leaves. However, this card doesn't scream fall. It's just a beautiful leaf background. I did purposely try to use fall colors with the Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers, but you could use anything that you like. This is going to be more of an encouragement card, and I'm treating this more like a piece of pattern paper, if you will, than a traditional fall themed card, I guess I want to say. Now, I am not going to show the entire process of coloring all of these leaves in. It's all very, very similar. I'm laying down a little bit of color with Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers. The colors I'm using are shown and listed across the bottom of the screen here, but very, very messy coloring, laying down the color super fast, taking a water brush pen that I do have filled with water, and then adding color to each of those little sections. The magic of this is when you are watercoloring in an embossed image, that embossed area tends to hold the watercolor in place a lot better than just straight watercoloring a stamped image, because it kind of creates a little well to hold that color in. I'm going to show another color combination here. This is what I call my camo color combination. It's some greens and browns. There is really no right or wrong. I am simply laying down the color, and you can see really messy. It looks like nothing at this point. Once I have the color laid down, I'm going to grab my water brush pen and start coloring. This is one of my favorite things to do. I find it really relaxing to just color. But if you're not much of a colorer, like I mentioned before, you can always just go in with your ink blending tools and any kind of ink and lay down color super quickly and really fast and create stunning backgrounds. I try to do most of the sections that are similar in color all at once, clean the tip of my water brush pen, and move on to the next color. You don't want to cross-contaminate because it really will kind of take away from the look, at least for this particular card. Now, I would get lost sometimes where I was at, and I tried not to put two colors of the same color next to each other anywhere. Sometimes it couldn't be helped, but that's kind of what my rule of thumb was as I was working on this, was just trying to keep two similar colors away from each other. Now, that red that I used in the first leaf, once I had my camo leaf done, I did not like it at all. So instead of starting all over, especially because I had stamped this whole background and it had taken a little bit of work and time, I waited until it was dry, and then I went over those red areas with the brown Zig Clean Color Real Brush marker. I just kind of laid the color on top and very, very carefully blended it out, and I like that so much better, at least for that leaf. There's going to be touches of red throughout the card, but it's going to be kind of minimal. I think the red I chose was just a little too harsh, or it just didn't really go with that particular leaf. I mixed and matched. Not all of the leaves are exactly the same. You're going to see the finished result here in just a second. Here is my background. It looks gorgeous as is, and I really considered keeping it this way, but I thought it might pop a little bit better if it had some color around all of the leaves. So now I'm going to take something a little different. I'm using the Starry Colors watercolors, and these are all kind of metallics, different colors of gold metallic. And this is, I believe, the champagne gold. It's one of my very, very favorites. I absolutely love this. And I'm again picking up the color with my water brush pen and painting around all of these leaves. In real life, it has an awesome shimmery gold champagne-ish finish to it that I think sets off the leaves, really lends itself well to this fall kind of leaf background that I'm creating really nicely. The white was beautiful and it was very clean and very modern. I really kind of tend to gravitate more towards adding color, which you probably notice if you follow me. Not always, but a lot of times I do. And I think this isn't really, you know, bold or anything like that, but it really makes the leaves stand out. So I'm just going to keep going over this till I have a nice coverage, have it all blended out really nice, and then set this aside to completely dry. For my greetings, I absolutely love the You Got This stamp set, part of the STAMPtember release as well. And it's tons of encouraging type of greetings that I think we all could use. I have been on a huge encouragement card kick lately. I think everyone can use an encouragement card at some time or another, and this is a fantastic one. I highly, highly recommend this greeting stamp set because I think these greetings are just phenomenal. I am stamping one of the phrases from this, and I'm stamping it on black cardstock using Versamark ink and then heat embossing with white embossing powder. Now this was one of my very favorite greetings. The comeback is always stronger than the setback. I really want to get this framed. I want to get it big in my house somewhere. I think this is an awesome greeting. To go with this, I'm taking a previously released die from Simon Says Stamp. This is the Stay Strong die collection, which it's the Stay Strong greeting in several different styles. I'm going to take the scripty style for this, and I am die cutting it out of a piece of gold foil cardstock that I have adhered to fun foam using the Stick It adhesive. This is a technique I use a lot. I love dimensional scripty style greetings. I am a huge fan of them. I use them a lot. And the gold is going to really complement, I think, the fall theme or the fall leaves background that I have here. I originally thought I'd put the greeting underneath. It really is not working there. So I'm going to go ahead and get my Stay Strong put in place. I can manipulate and work with my You Got This greeting that I have trimmed down. The white embossing on black, another favorite of mine because it shows up so well. And what I don't like is the loops are covering up part of the greeting, and that is just not working for me at all. So I'm going to move that and tuck it up at the top. And this, for me, I just think that it looks a lot more balanced or whatever. So I'm going to go ahead and tuck that there. And my background is basically finished. At this point, I'm going to take this, adhere it to a white side fold card base. I did trim it down just about 1/4 of an inch on two sides, which makes it 1/8 of an inch smaller all the way around. And that's going to frame it up nicely on the white card base. And I'm going to take a scattering of pretty pink posh sequins and confetti to finish off the design. So some gold metallic 4mm sequins, the mini gold star confetti, and scatter those throughout the card design. So pretty, really beautiful, and that finishes up this encouragement card. Thanks for joining me today for this card featuring stamps from the Simon Says Stamp STAMPtember 2017 release. The supplies I used are listed and linked below the video here on YouTube. Here are a couple more cards featuring Simon Says stamps and dies that you might be interested in. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.